Hello everyone, my name is iPopRiz, and today we'll be looking at the backrooms level ataraxia. Carefully avoiding the photos of you and your family hanging above, sentinels looming over the halls that were once filled with laughter. Now they echo with hatred. You wisely step over the creaky board, hiding behind the banister, to watch the shadowy silhouettes of your parents stretching out of the kitchen and into the living room. You can now see them arguing. Your father's drunk again for the third night in a row. How can you do this to me night after night? Your mother speaks in a low tone, probably for your sake, though they were mostly certainly unaware that they had an audience. You. His speech wasn't slurred, but he was angry, as he always was. You don't love me. You only love the kid. He was most certainly drunk. His shadow stumbled a bit, shrinking as he moved toward the living room. Mother's shadow waves its hands animatedly. You only love yourself. You're barely even here, and when you are, you're not even here, because you bring the entire fucking bar with you. Your thumb gingerly rubs the banister, finding a rough chip that you had knocked out of it with one of your spaceships last summer. Your parents were happier then. Your father hadn't lost his job, and your mother still had time for her hobbies instead of picking up extra shifts at the restaurant. She would always say, "If one of those gross men at the restaurant put their money where their mouth is, I'll take you on a trip anywhere in the world." You would settle for a trip to the park if it meant they would stop fighting. You snap back to reality as the shouting escalates. What did you say to me? Wait. What did you say to me? What are you doing? Our kid is asleep upstairs. I don't have any kids. I don't have any wife. I'm just a waste, right? That's not what I... She's interrupted by a slapping sound. The harrowing, thunderous peal of skin meeting skin. Her shadow doubles over, recoiling from its own actions. Get back. Get the fuck away. Another crack echoes through your house. The shadow's now a mosaic of misfortune sliding from one side of the living room to the other. Glass breaks, their voices raise even higher, and you can't take another second. You run back to your room, forgetting the floorboard as it creaks in agony under your weight. You accidentally crush one of your favorite toys underfoot, its brittle pieces scattering behind you like a trail of dust. You hide in your fort, an old bedsheet on a wire, packed with stuffed animals, books, and a flashlight that somehow had batteries that never needed changing. You sob into your toys, your silent sentinels, the heat rising in your throat and eyes. You close your eyes tight. Your ears start to ring as you wish, more than anything, that you were still asleep. Your heart races to keep pace with your mind as you try to make sense of it all. You squeeze your eyes even harder. Colors and shapes start to swirl behind your eyelids. You don't notice a board cracking down the hall. You barely hear his voice. Hey, kid, but you are already long gone. The place you imagined in that moment, that is ataraxia. It's where you beg to be when you want to be anywhere but here. A half-formed dream in your mind's eye. A shapeless refuge for when reality is too much to bear. It pulls you deep, deep into its warm, cozy darkness. A long ways from the cloying effluvium of the heavens, or the shimmering rot of perdition. It is your own purgatory. Ataraxia is an absolute nothingness, and no one should ever want to come here. Well, that was neat, wasn't it? I wasn't expecting to read a tale of a child witnessing his mother getting slapped and abused. However, I guess that's the kind of risk you take when you read Backrooms levels. I absolutely adore the writing here. I thought that was a really fun read. Not so much conceptually, but in its writing, I enjoyed it. This one's certainly going to stick with me, and if the author's watching this, which I sincerely doubt, though it has happened before, that was with fandom levels, and I think one of them being shattered was a free writing wiki, because that was like level 17,000 something, and as far as I've been able to find, neither the fandom nor the wikidot has levels that go that high. But if the author, by some stroke of luck, is watching this, I love this level. I love the writing here. Like, you need to write a book. Write more, please. Other than that, having that sort of longing, that place you long to be when you would rather be anywhere else, the complete void of voids, the void of any concept that it itself exists, which makes nothingness in a way purely metaphysical. If you think about it, in order to have true nothingness, you would need a conceptual emptiness. Thereby meaning that the concept of ataraxia itself would have to be non-existent in order for an ataraxia to exist. It's a paradox. Now, maybe I'm reading too much into this, but I do really enjoy the concept. as in my own writing, the world most of my stories take place in, pretty much all actually, existence itself is a paradox. No, not existence. Existence is physical. It's there. But time is. I love the concept of not conforming to conceptual human understanding, and that being like, bro, time is the fourth dimension. No. I think time as a concept is purely metaphysical, and I think that's what ataraxia embodies very well. The whole opening lines of it are very telling that lots of thought was put into this. Or that's what I'm getting from it. I could be completely off, but I could talk about this level for quite some time. However, I am running short on time. I have classes and general college stuff to get done. So I'm gonna have to cut the gushing short, though I could go on. I think I have a level in mind for next time. Truth be told, I was considering reading the first section of Labyrinth at this point, but it's still not fully done, and I'm still working out the writing in it and just trying to figure out how I want things to flow. So that will probably still be another while as I jump back and forth between projects, as I tend to do. But anyway, I have been Ipopris, and if you enjoyed this video, listening to the tale of a child witnessing domestic violence, then feel free to drop a like, because that'll save it to your likes playlist if you want to come back to it later. And it'll also make it so if you want to come back to my channel, all you have to do is go there, click the video, and click my channel. Also, links in the description to this page. I have not been mentioning that, but in most of my newer videos, I've been putting the link in there. I think the first couple I made, I didn't do that for. But I've been doing it, so check the descriptions if you want to check out the levels. Also, if you subscribe, any combination of subscribing or notifications will let YouTube know you want to be more aware when I upload. So there's that. Also, if you didn't like the video, I would leave a comment telling me what you didn't like about it. I'll try to address it if I can, or if it's something that I feel is part of the identity of the channel, I'll probably just say might not be for you. I say leave a comment because YouTube's a piss baby about dislike visibility. So, with all of that said, I am glad that you stopped by. And until next time, I will see you. That sounds ominous. I don't have an elegant way of signing out, so bye.